What's up, fellow Age Groupies? Welcome back to another episode of the Age Groupies Podcast, part of the United WeCast Network. I am Mike Ergo, and along with my co-host, Lindsay Hiken, we're here to talk to you about all things related to endurance sports from an amateur athlete perspective. We are going to talk about how to have fun along the way and make the sport a little less intimidating and a little more fun. Y'all can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies. Join the Age Groupies page on Facebook. Look us up by name, Lindsay Hiken and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have any questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us at agegroupies@gmail.com. You guys like the show? Can you please leave us a rating and a little review on iTunes? Come on now. Just do it while you're listening. It'll be fun. All right, guys. Today's show, I'm going to be reading an article that I originally wrote for my blog called Transitions for More about anxiety and depression. Wow, something we all can probably relate to. I wrote this geared towards veterans, but this applies to everybody who's ever experienced anxiety and depression in ways that has kept them from doing what they want to do in life. I know we all experience it from time to time, and I got good news, guys. There's ways to get through it. There's ways to use it to your advantage. Anyways, hope you guys like the episode, and let's get to it. Anxiety and depression, working it out. Originally from the Transitions from War blog. Two of the common difficulties for veterans readjusting to civilian life are anxiety and depression. Sometimes the feelings come after a major life change, like exiting the military or returning from war. Other times, there are longer-lasting symptoms that can accompany other problems and warrant a diagnosis of PTSD. Either way, anxiety and depression can be a heavy burden to carry. The Merriam-Webster dictionary offers a couple definitions for anxiety, one being an abnormal and overwhelming sense of apprehension and fear, often marked by physiological signs such as sweating, tension, and increased pulse, by doubt concerning the reality and nature of the threat, and by self-doubt about one's capacity to cope with it.
Hey, Mike, did I ever tell you about the time I went to a popular cycling studio and it was super bizarre? I was dressed like regular scumbag trainer clothes and everyone else had on, matching Lululemon, full face of makeup, and the instructor kept yelling, "Ladies, let's dance," which I had no idea what she was talking about. I was like,
That's so weird.
Let's dance. Are we riding? Anyway, that all happened because I was trying to maintain cycling fitness during the winter.
Yeah, winter months are tough. Days are shorter. It's cold. It's rainy. Takes a lot of extra time to gear up. And a lot of those rides are going to get canceled anyways because it's going to be too dangerous outside. Anyways, I spent a lot of my time indoors training, even during the summer months, just because I got small kids and I want to get this training done early. I also love group classes, but I spend majority of my time training alone in my garage. That can be pretty boring. So we have a way for our listeners to make that training during the off season or during the winter months or whenever you want really exciting. CycleCast app provides studio quality classes for both indoor cycling and running.
Awesome. Who needs to see a bunch of other weirdos on spin bikes anyways? We need an instructor who has an ear for music that will get us hammering those pedals and a ride plan that keeps us engaged during long trainer sessions.
Yes, I finally tried it, and it's exactly what I got from CycleCast. So they use music through your phone in this app, which works for Android. It works for iOS, so it doesn't matter what kind of phone you have. It uses minimal data, minimal battery power, and it's your phone. You bring it everywhere you go. So you got classes from different instructors at different lengths. It doesn't matter what time of day or night you're doing it. You can do it all on your own schedule.
That's awesome. Plus, the running programs are both indoor and outdoor, which is huge for me as I train for Trans Rockies this year. I'm doing a combination of treadmill and trail, and the treadmill is about as exciting as the trainer. So this is definitely helping me make those sessions more engaging. And as our gift to Age Groupies listeners, we have an awesome promo. Go to cyclecast.com/activate and enter the code GROUPIES to get a 30-day free trial on top of the regular 7-day free trial. That's like 5 weeks of free stuff, y'all. That's cyclecast.com/activate, CYCLECAST. Don't forget to use the promo code GROUPIES, GROUPIES. CycleCast. You're going to love where this app takes you.
Anxiety sets in. I remember returning home from Iraq in 2005. I enrolled in community college and began taking classes that fall. Seemingly out of nowhere, I began to experience spontaneous sweating, tension, weakness, dizziness, and skyrocketing heart rates during my morning drives to school. Many times, I parked my car and sat, trying to slow down my breathing and wondering what the hell was happening. Other times, I was simply turned around and drove back home to hide out behind the wire. I did not know at the time that I was experiencing panic attacks. The more I responded by driving home and isolating myself, the more afraid of having another panic attack I became, which led me to have more frequent panic attacks. Sort of a vicious cycle, wouldn't you say? If I was exercising, I was less likely to feel the sense of impending doom. See also, re-experiencing, that people with PTSD know all too well. Unfortunately, I was unable to make this correlation, and before long, my routine of running and going to the gym faded away. That sinking feeling of depression. After I stopped working out, depression set in like a thick fog that hardly ever lifted. I had trouble harnessing any kind of motivation to get things done that used to be easy. I moved slowly. Food tasted bland, and colors lost their vibrance. Many things I tried did not work, but not for lack of effort. Drinking, overeating, playing video games for hours on end left me empty and wanting more. The paradoxical thing was that the more I needed exercise, the less inclined I was to try. I had a general sense that people feel better when they work out, but I had no idea just how powerful a few sessions of aerobic exercise per week could be. Finding the spark. Not too long ago, a good friend recommended a book called Spark, The Revolutionary New Science of Exercise in the Brain by Dr. John Ratey. In it, he talked about how many studies have shown just how powerful exercising can be in alleviating the symptoms of PTSD, specifically feelings of anxiety and depression. The book is pretty heavy on the science behind the changes occurring, but I have summarized the highlights from Dr. Ratey's website. 1. It provides a distraction. Most people can be helped by many different kinds of distractions, from meditation to watching TV, but exercise provides longer-lasting benefits. 2. It reaches a different outcome. Instead of associating the increase in heart rate and breathing with something bad, working out can help people change that association to something positive and exciting. Think of that feeling you have right before a race or competition. It's a mix of a little anxiety with a lot of excitement and positivity. This helps what he calls the fear memory to fade away and be less potent. 3. It improves resilience. When you know that the problem can be dealt with, it takes the mystery out of the equation. This keeps the level of anxiety into spiraling into panic. When people experience panic attacks or high levels of anxiety and can't find a way out, this leads to depression. According to studies that Dr. Ratey cites in his book, people can start to see benefits from aerobic exercise done at a moderate pace for 30 minutes 3 times per week. The common definition of a moderate pace is where you start to sweat and feel you are working out, but can still carry on a conversation. This can be accomplished during the work week without spending extra time at the gym. Building up to a routine where you can include higher intensity workouts will bring even greater results. Being a Marine, every time I started to work out again, I tried to jump into the same pace and intensity that I had during active duty. This led to quite a few false starts before I was able to turn the corner. The breakthrough. The major breakthrough with my PTSD and anxiety came during the training for a Go Ruck Heavy, which is a 24-hour endurance event that involves everything from burpees in the ocean to carrying logs and people a long ways. As the event grew closer, I started to notice that I was growing more and more anxious. I felt the impending sense of doom and the turning in my gut. Concentration at work and home was at an all-time low. This was before I had done any reading about the benefits of exercise on anxiety. What was happening? One day, during a 30-minute meditation, the answer suddenly popped into my mind. Each time I packed my ruck and hoisted it onto my shoulders, the anxiety came over. It was just as if my body was readying itself like I was about to hit the streets of Fallujah. This epiphany let my shoulders sink and my intestines untwist as I realized that everything was going to be just fine. I can feel a little nervous and that's okay. No one's going to die here, my mind told me. The worst that could happen is that I would be a little tired and a little cold. That was manageable. Spoiler alert, I got really, really tired and really, really cold. As my exercise became more consistent, A positive mood followed suit. This is why I love competing at the half iron and iron distance. It guarantees I will be training consistently for at least 16 weeks at a time. The consistency brings a routine to my life, which takes out some of the uncertainty and allows me to control what I can. Quick tips. When it comes to dealing with anxiety or depression, exercise is a powerful tool. Here are a few tips to getting back into a routine that will last for the long term. 1. Consistency is key. Even if you can't fit in 30 minutes each time, do something. Don't take the all or nothing approach. 2. Avoid the temptation to start fast out of the gate. Instead, start slowly and work your way up. 3. Find something fun to do. Working out shouldn't feel like a punishment. Hiking, basketball, ultimate frisbee, all of those can work fine. 4. Find a friend to come along. Exercising with a partner makes it more enjoyable and helps the accountability. 5. Join a local fitness group for even more camaraderie. I highly recommend Team RWB. What helps you deal with anxiety and depression?
Alrighty, that concludes today's episode of the Age Groupies Podcast with me, Lindsay Hiken, and my co-host, Mike Ergo. We really hope you enjoyed it. You can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies, join our Age Groupies page on Facebook, and look us up by name, Lindsay Hiken and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us at agegroupies@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, please leave a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast, as this really helps us get more exposure while we try to grow this little venture. And of course, if you have friends you think might like the show, please be sure to share it with them. But for now, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next week.